This blog is basically going to round up the month of March, which was very much an up then down. Hopefully it'll end up. Yeah, we came into it on a winning run. Started it with one of the best, well, one of my personal favourite Caney moments ever. That Everett game was unreal. But obviously after that then it started sliding downhill. This Tuesday we've managed to rectify that to, well, on the verge of rectifying it. Yeah, 2-0 away win is always good, but then we got Gateshead tonight. I'm actually recording this an hour before kick-off. Might have been a good idea to actually record this after the game, but by the time the game's over, I mean, we're settling down for the night. I'm not going to be in any mood to record a blog and do it properly, and tomorrow I've got too busy a day to do it, and then the weekend I'm going to be doing my Dartford blog anyway, so made sense for me to go ahead and do it now. This month has brought a lot of things out with the club, mainly the politics of the club, which basically is starting off. My own personal take is a lot of people are not happy with terminating Acorn's sponsorship and effectively cutting Matt Southall away from the club. Now, the club's financial backing, the history with it, I'm not all too familiar on, but personally anybody that, well, from what I've heard, does as much for the club as Matt Southall does, probably not a good idea to get rid of him, and at the same time it's completely wrong to do that. I don't know where the sponsorship deal has gone. If they really think they can get more and we're better than what Acorn can actually provide, then can't really argue with that, to be honest. But it very much sounds like Matt Southall has done an awful lot for this club, and in my own personal view we should be doing something to show that we're more thankful for it. Another thing as well, there's been a lot of bickering, arguing, insulting, people putting each other down. I mean, I just wish people would just get over themselves, to be honest with you, and find the common ground. I mean, I can't say what's going on between everybody, but when you've got something so big in common as Newport County Football Club, then surely you've got to find some common ground between yourselves to find a way of getting along so we can all do what's right and come together for the club. I mean, my role on the trust is purely for helping the club. I'm not doing it to get myself any sort of position within the club. I'm not doing it to gain any respect from anyone for it. All I want is to play my part and do what I can. And the only position that really counts in what should be in everybody's eyes is the position of the club in the league table. It's my own personal view on that. Well, I don't know what people's agendas are, but as long as it's for the club, you know, that's all I'm in it for, to be honest with you. So yeah. So moving on from that anyway, fixture pile-up. Yeah, the conference is very much a joke at the moment. As much as you can say the weather can be helped, a fixture pile-up can, when there is an option of extending the season. Yeah, it's becoming pretty obvious that the conference want to keep their reservation at Wembley because they know they'll make a lot more money staging a playoff final there. It's about as much. That's the only thing that I can think of that would make them not want to do anything about this, because it's becoming a bit of a farce now. So they just know they're going to make their money from Wembley. So it looks as though the conference players, especially ours, are going to have to be warriors now. I got every faith in our team though, so hopefully it's not going to cost us. That's all I'm going to say. Hopefully it's not. Maybe, if anything, this could prompt early midweek fixtures, more of them. basically play out your first, I don't know, 3/5 of the season before Christmas, when you know you're going to get your better weather. Obviously, it's around about the Christmas. I think the first game off that we had was Braintree, which was days away from Christmas. If we could have 3/5 of the season played by then, we wouldn't be having a fixture pile up now. So maybe that's one for them to think of in the future. I'm going to move on to my player of the month. I'm putting 5 players forward for it, and I'm going to explain each one. First of all, Byron Anthony, his defensive performances have been solid. And I mean, top draw, solid. The same can go for Tony James, who's going to be my next nominee. So that's the first two, Byron Anthony and Tony James. My next one is going to be Scott Donnelly. I think he's proved himself straight from the off. I mean, he scored 30 seconds into his debut, so that's always going to be a good start for anyone. But then he's built on that. He's shown he's a performer, and he's shown that he can work wonders for our club, and understand the hype behind his signing, because yeah, he is a quality player, and he's shown that quality this month, and he's my 3rd nomination. An obvious one, Lee Minshull. Again, he won it last month. Definitely a contender for it this month. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys vote for him again. Scoring goals, for fun, like a striker would, and just his presence in the centre of the park, aerial. He wins more headers than he loses. He's playing good football. He's breaking attacks down. He's been absolutely phenomenal, so fair play to him. He's done really well. And the other person who I've been really impressed with this month in particular, but I'm always impressed with him, but this month in particular, is Andy Sandell. He's my 5th nomination. So they're the 5, Byron Anthony, Tony James, Scott Donnelly, Lee Minshull, and Andy Sandell. Who do you think deserves it out of that? I mean, you might think, oh, somebody else might have deserved it. Speak out and say, and I'll give them a mention in my next blog. But those are the 5 I'm nominating for this player of the month. I got given a couple of questions, because I've been asking for questions, and I'm not really getting much of a reply on that. I mean, maybe you ask your questions through the message board, or you just ask them in discussions with your friends. But if there is anything, or anything you want me to raise, any sort of points, or you'd like to know what my take is on anything that's bugging you, or something that's running through your mind, feel free to approach me, Facebook, Twitter, message board, and I'll gladly put as part of this blog. But this time I did get 2 questions. First of all, Marcus May through Facebook, asking why I think Jake Thompson gets stick, or what do I think of the stick. I personally think people are expecting better of him. He started the season really well. He was instrumental, in my opinion, in our 5-game winning streak to start the season off with. So I think he's raised the bar for himself there. And if he's not meeting those standards every week, he's going to come under criticism. He fell out of the team, and instead of fighting his way back, he moaned about it through Twitter a lot. Yeah, I can understand frustration. I know what it's like to be a footballer that wants to play. I mean, I've met Jake in person, and he's a quality bloke, lovely bloke, and I really do hope he's a success at this club. But then, if he put as much effort into training and working on the pitch as what he does on his Twitter, yeah, he's got it in him. The boy's got it in him, and I think that he can definitely play a role in the running of the season, and I hope he does, because yeah, I like him. The other one, Tom Adicott asked, should Jake Harris be getting more game time? No brainer, yes. He won games for us last year, and he'd come on as a substitute and he'd change the game. The only person for me that's done that this season, well, not this season, but recently, was Robbie Wilmot, Hereford. Could not have even dreamt of that going as well as it did, but well done to him. He done absolutely phenomenal. That was a brilliant take. Great run, great strike, and what a time to score it, and what a night. No one will ever forget that. But Jake Harris did that on a regular basis last season, and I will give him the kind of praise he deserves and say his goals kept us up last season and got us to Wembley. I mean, dispute it as much as anybody wants, but it's true. You know, he scored some really important goals last year. And funny enough, we're playing Gateshead away tonight. It was Gateshead away last season. Jake Harris scored a last-minute winner. And those 3 points obviously turned out to be very valuable. And the goals he scored for us in the FA Trophy run as well. Should he be getting more game time? I think he should at least be getting a chance to prove his worth. Because you don't score conference goals and score goals in a competition where you end up playing at Wembley because you can't play football. He's obviously doing something wrong in training or whatever, but I do think he should be getting more of a chance than what he have been getting, personally. Well, I'm not sure whether anyone agree with that, but that's my personal opinion. My last blog, actually, I wanted to mention something. My last blog seemed to have caused a little bit of a stir with the Stockport fans, and some of them are getting a little bit too big for their boots, living in the past, still thinking they're a big team. If any of you were watching it, the league table don't lie, boys, right? So shut it. Yeah, that's right. That bad last week, we had to score your goal for you. Some people just want to make off for the sake of it, don't they? Obviously, I can't round up a month without rounding up the current week that we're in. Southport 2-0. Great to see O'Connor get back on the score sheet. Great to see Jolly scoring. And what is evidence to me that they may be forming a partnership, and two players like that playing up front for you, when they can play together, there's the playoff win for you. That's what will win us the playoffs. Jolly and O'Connor mixing it together. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. And Gateshead prediction. We turn up, we win 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-0. Yeah, well, comfortably. We turn up, we win comfortably. We don't turn up, and it goes either way. Right. So, fingers crossed. I'll be looking for the best radio station. I don't want to get a northeastern one because they're going to be biased. But then is BBC Wales going to be any better? Right. So, whoever's made the trip up there, well done, because no, it would have been absolutely impossible for me. But for those who've actually been able to make it up there, hats off to you. Proper fans was what we all are. We're all proper fans, we are. So, yeah, 2-0 tonight, I'm saying. I was going to say another 2-0. And as for the rest of the season, let's see how it goes. We'll only get behind the boys. Somebody put up a thread on the message board yesterday, which is outlaying basically that people are always going to be negative with our club. I think, yeah, you always get your negative fans, always, but we're on the verge of basically, the right words, on the verge of probably the best season this club have had in 3 decades. Well, not probably, it is. It will be the greatest footballing achievement this city will see for 3 decades. I mean, who really would have thought of that at the beginning of the season, honestly? I mean, I was saying top 10 and I'll be happy. And now people are bickering because they're expecting us to win the title. I mean, yeah, I'm expecting us to win the title now. We're good enough to win it, and that's why I expect us to win it. But who actually thought we'd be good enough at the beginning of the season? Never ruled anything out in football, but at the end of the day, everyone, mid-table, consolidate, stay away from relegation, don't get caught up in that again, and then we were happy. But we've surpassed ourselves so much this year, and in my view, we finish in a playoff place, and that means we've overachieved. And I can't see how anyone can criticise an overachieving team. It's the way I see it. And as far as the board's concerned as well, we're now in this position at a great stadium, and with the Wembley trip thrown in with it as well. We got a great manager, a great coaching team, great squad. I don't know anyone can pick the bones out of that, to be honest with you. So I'm keeping the faith. I'm not losing faith in the title. Mansfield got to play Wrexham twice, and whoever else did it, more than capable of slipping up. They nearly did it. They nearly did it home to Nuneaton Tuesday night, who fielded a weak team. So it's not over. It's not over. We're on a run. I can feel it. We're on a run. So come on then, guys. Let's really get behind this now. Dartford, good turnout. We need it. Come on. Come on, okay.